Hunt is an amazing story about first impressions and how wrong they are.
You know what this is, right? Goddamn Maynard gate.
This is real?
It sort of examines what if those crazy theories were true.
I had my husband read him. He was like, they're gonna be really mad. I was like, they're gonna be really mad. And then we realized we were talking about two different groups of people.
You actually believed we were hunting human beings for sport.
But you are.
I was laughing. I was horrified.
5 pages in, I was like, I gotta do this movie.
The goal was really to do something that was a roast of both sides.
To make some commentary on what the political moment is.
This felt dangerous because it was talking about things that weren't that far off from the real world, but that also made it much more fun to write.
Do you think you should be afforded mercy just because you're a girl?
No.
The Hunt is first and foremost a horror movie, but it's also a social thriller.
Whoa, don't shoot, asshole. I'm on your side.
We thought it would be important for the liberals in this movie to be inspired by some great piece of Orwellian fiction.
Is this your pig?
At the end of Animal Farm, the pigs are in the barn, and they're standing on hind legs and wearing clothes and drinking beer, and all the other animals are sitting outside, looking through the window sadly.
You read Animal Farm?
There was a tip of the hat to that moment at the end of our movie because Crystal is now dressed like a hunter.
We talked about costume as a way of stereotyping people.
You could kind of tell a lot of story with the costume.
Crystal is someone who just sort of gave up on herself a little bit.
We wanted a 90s silhouette and something reminiscent of a teenage girl's catalog. And we wanted that kind of nostalgia to show that she was holding on to her past and she was holding on to something that made her feel protected.
A lot of things that Athena has at her fingertips so easily, like luxury and elegance, I wanted Crystal to really be the opposite of that. If Athena is the goddess of war and intellect, I wanted Crystal to be Medusa, a woman cursed and forgotten and fully insane.
And then in the case of the hunters, their costuming was going to be a reflection of how ridiculous it is sometimes to put on a costume that doesn't necessarily fit you.
Guys, we're all on the same team.
Did you say guys?
I'm sorry, I gendered it.
What's great about Ted the Doctor wearing fatigues is we wanted to make sure that they had never been touched before, that they were pressed and pristine.
Who has the hand sanitizer?
Oh, Christ, Richard, just rough it.
Go fuck yourself, Liberty.
From a props and set dressing standpoint, we landed on letting the blue and the red almost be indicative of things that would be wary of. So we did things like the gun cart that comes out of the crate in the beginning, we gave a very stark red look to it. On the plane in the beginning, we would use blue and red lighting.
A lot of the times as Crystal, I think, oh, maybe she thinks she's dreaming sometimes. You see a pig with a shirt on. Some of the sets feel like a dream, like coming upon that gas station that's kind of perfectly retro. It feels like a dream sequence.
The whole idea behind this was sort of like isolated country store, which is meant to feel like refuge from the onslaught. From an art department standpoint, we did more work inside than outside, but we did make a little hand-painted sign trying to give the whole place a bit of a vintage country feel to it.
Why, you're in the glorious state of Arkansas.
We are supposed to be in Croatia, and there's a few things that sort of hint at the fact we're not where we think we are. This idea that they've shipped a bunch of stuff here from the States. There's also bins in there that have been labeled with things like American candy, gas masks, things that sort of tell you, like, wait a minute, there's maybe something else going on here. It's always fun to do that kind of little detail dressing.
Is there anything else? Cigarettes in Arkansas only cost $6. You fucked up, bitch!
Ultimately, our goal is from start to finish for this movie to be a great ride. But then our hope is that you think about it a little bit, that it stays with you, that you turn to the person that you watched it with and say, what do you think that was all about? And they can say, shut up, I'm hungry. It was just about people getting killed. Don't be an idiot.
Jesus.
Or they can turn to you and say, I think it was about the fundamental idea that mankind is going to politically break into two disparate political ideologies.
Fucking redneck. These liberal elites, you know, the globalist cucks who run the deep state.
And the two will be at war with each other for as long as we draw breath on this planet. And boy, ain't that a shame.
It's fucking great. What was that?
I think that was a rifle.
Shit, everybody get the fuck down!
It almost hit me.
I would say the best way to describe the movie is an action thriller with a very high violent body count.
The film does have a lot of killing in it. A lot of them die before you even know their name.
What is this Avatar shit?
The effects department, once they put it all together, it's pretty cool. I've never been shot through with arrows before. Guess I'm not feeling too good.
I've died a lot in a lot of movies, so I'm used to having blood around me.
We were intentionally leaning towards cartoony violence, people blowing up in silly ways.
This particular scene is a culmination of departments coming together. Our effects team, they're the best in the business. Then we also have our amazing makeup team creating all of the blood and guts the audience wants to see.
The exploded belly is really impressive. It's heavy, it's kind of like a pregnant belly.
We had a lot of conversations of, we'll start out really heavy with this, but then the next thing will be a subtle transition, like in the store, where we have several people getting murdered at one time.
Go to hell!
One of our bigger stunts here in Mom and Pa's gas station was what we call a dead man. Basically, we tie him to a wall, and he runs to his end point. When he gets to that end point, he flies back.
They basically had a rig on me in the front. It was this amazing prosthetic shotgun wound. These are real guts that we got from Staver and Baton Rouge. And they taped in a skateboard. And that made it easier for me to be on my back and have little Amy Madigan dragging me across the floor. It's the second time I've died on screen, and it's definitely the most jarring.
I'll get him up. It's a testament to our incredible cast for showing up for that grand experiment, because it takes a lot of bravery and a great sense of humor to say, I want the audience to care about me just long enough to get killed.
It was a wild, wild ride.
Go, you fucking snowflake!
Why isn't it working?
Wait, did you pull the pin?
God, shit.
There's another one of us getting blown the fuck up.
Oh, you done fucked up, lady.
Working on this final fight sequence makes me so happy I'm not a director, because the math of breaking down how every shot works, it makes my stomach hurt.
I mean, they wrote a whole story in action and movement that I think is the most satisfying climax that this movie could actually have.
Both Betty and I are really excited, and we've really enjoyed learning it together and learning each other through it.
It was kind of a dream come true, this total blast.
That was good.
What's been really cool about watching Hillary and Betty work together is there is this dance that they're doing as they're trying to murder one another. Go!
And we're able to add a lot of character moments inside of this fight scene.
We're working with Heidi Moneymaker, who is the greatest fight coordinator there is.
With these two women going to toe-to-toe, I really wanted to create one fight style for one of the girls and another fight style for the other.
She takes what my strengths are and incorporates that into the character. So I like to do a lot of leg kicks and stuff. So she said, well, that's great. We'll make that Athena's thing.
For Athena, she can pick up a weapon and use it. And so for her, there's a lot of found objects.
Athena is more precise and elegant, and I think Crystal's more like whatever it takes to kill you.
Almost the entire fight they did themselves, and it makes the fight seem even more real.
Hilary Swank and Betty Gilpin trained and trained and trained.
When you prepare for a fight scene like this that goes over the course of 5 days, you learn it inside and out, forward and backwards, because more than just looking right and doing it right for your character, you just want to make sure that you're not going to hurt anybody.
No more glass!
We got to design a kitchen essentially from scratch just for a fight, which was really, really fun.
I think the set is really amazing because he basically built a playground for fighting and stunt work.
When you actually have a set that's built for you, specifically to crash through this wall and to fly through that fireplace.
It is amazing. So, I mean, there's a lot of wire stuff, there's a lot of practical stuff, there's a lot of set design that went into this.
You see judo throws, you see kicks and punches and throwing kitchen appliances at each other. It's a combination of two warriors going head to head and also like two sisters fighting in the back of the minivan. It runs the gamut.